Hello guys, welcome back to the second part of our game, and in this we will be learning more about Kaboom. So let's get started. So this is let me just start it once. So this is where we left last time, so let's continue. So what we will be doing is we will create an object, maybe a square. Right now we will be using a squares and all that shapes. Later in the next part we will be using the sprites. So we'll create a square for a dinosaur, and we'll create another square for dinosaur has to dodge, and another one for the ground. Right. So in order to add any item inside the game, any item like any object, any shape or anything like that, we have this is how you add any object inside the game. So let's add an object. Let's add an object. We will just write add, and in the square brackets we will just give the properties like the position property. Then you have to just provide the x and the y axis. Then maybe a shape. Let's say if you want a circle, we can write circle. If you want a rectangle, we can have rectangle. And then we just provide the width and height. Let's just say maybe 500. This will become a square. And then we can have maybe an outline as well. We have outline, so we can have like a black outline or something like that as well. But let's just say if we save this, we will be able to see this nice and big square on the screen. Now we can also change the color. Let's say we will change the color to so you just write color, and then inside the brackets you can write the RGB values. Like let's say we wanted blue, so we'll do, then it'll become blue. And by the way, it is not necessary to provide these properties in this order only. You can like also give the position at the end. It will still work, so it doesn't matter. So the next thing we can do is add another object for the ground. So let's say I give now here you can also use these height and width. So I mean, in order to access the height and know the height of the canvas, you can write height and width. So let's say I want it to be at in the middle, so I'll give the x-axis. Let's say x-axis I'll give 0, and the y-axis I'll give height divided by 2. So yeah, I need to provide a shape as well. It's in the middle. Yeah, default color is white. So, and then you can provide some other properties like outline and all. Okay, I'll just make this this one a bit smaller. Okay, so there you go. And let's just say we add one more object that the dinosaur has to dodge. And there you go. And then yeah, that's it. Let's look at this property called as area. Now what area will actually do? So if I type area, if I'll give the property of area in any of these objects, what will happen? It will basically enable the object to have the collision properties, so it will be able to collide with others. We need to have this area property so that the game knows whenever they are colliding. We can also use these properties called as body, which will basically going to enable the gravity. It enables physics on that particular object, and it can be only used if we are enabling the area property. So this body property comes with the area property. So yeah, so in order to fix this, we want them we want both of them to land on this white object that we have, right? So in order to do that, what we will do is we will add the area property inside this inside the ground, right, the ground object, so that the game knows whenever they are colliding. And what we want to do is we need to add this solid property. Now this solid property will enable this thing that no other object will be able to pass through this object. Now what we want to do is we want to make this feature that our blue box, right, our blue box is able to jump, right? We need to do that as well. So in order to do that, we can use this another function which is key press. We can add this property which is key press, and inside key press you give the key for that, and then we give a function. So now in order to access like this particular object, where is our dinosaur? So this is our dinosaur, I think. No, this is our dinosaur. So we can just, so in order to access this block, we'll just store it inside a variable. So let's just say dino is equals to this, and then we can say dino. So we don't need to make our own logic for jump and all. We can just use dino.jump, and then we can also provide a number, right, the upward thrust. So let's say I think 700 is enough. So now if I'll press the jump, if I press the space key, I'll be able to jump. We also want this to move, we also want this to continuously move. So what we can do is we can add one more feature which is called there's a function called action, right? And we can do any action, we can perform any action using this. You can provide a tag to it, like you can just, in place of these properties, you can just write a string, and let's just say I'll call it an object, and then I can just say object, and then we'll pass that object, and then we will say that we'll say object dot move. We can use the move property. We can say, let's just, so we want it to move on the left side, so we'll say minus 100 with a speed of 100, something like this. Whenever our dinosaur fails to dodge this red object, then we want to basically change the scene, or maybe let's say we want to display game over, right? So in order to do that, we can create different scenes inside the game. So in order to create a scene, right, we can say scene, and then we have to name our scene. Let's say game over. Text, and then we can put whatever we want to do. Let's just say game over or something like this. And yeah, you won't be able to see it right now, but you will be able to see when we add the collide function. We'll say if dino dot collides the object, let's just say the object, display the game over scene. So in order to display scene, you can just say go and the name of the scene. So now if I'll collide with this, we'll be able to see the game over scene. Now since we are going to this scene, we want to come back as well. So in order to do that, inside this inside the game over scene, I will provide a key press. So I'll say if key press, let's say we can provide any key, let's just say space only. If I'll press this space key, what I want is that I want to go back to the game scene. So we need to create the game scene first. So let's just store everything we added, all the things that we added right now inside the game scene. Let's just call it game, and inside I will just store everything inside this. Now I want I can say go game. So now if I'll press yeah, also we need to also say go game initially, so that the game starts. So if I collide with this red object, I'll be in the game over scene, and then if I'll press space, for some reason this is not working. We need to check why it's not working. Okay, so we need to add on key press, sorry for that. On key press of space, we want to go back to the game. So there's one more thing. I can jump infinite times, right? But this we don't want this, right? Because obviously this will make it easier for the dinosaur to dodge any object. This more looks like the Flappy Bird game. So there's no such feature in order to limit the number of jumps. So in order to limit the number of jumps, I think the best way to do it is maybe we can check whether our object is above the ground or on the ground, right? So maybe we can check the position of the object, that if our dinosaur is above the ground, that means it's already in the air, so we won't enable the jump feature. But if it is on the ground, then our dinosaur can jump. If the y-axis increases, or I should say decreases, because the height increases as we go down in the canvas. Like let's say if I'm here, so the y-axis will be 0, but if I'm here, the y-axis might be, I don't know, maybe 500, 400, something like that. So yeah, so this is what we can do. So we can just add an if condition here, that if the dinosaur dot position, this is how x is the position, and then we can check x and y. So if the dino dot position dot y axis, if it is greater than, so we need to know the initial position, that when it is on the ground. So then it's approximately 403, approximately 400. So what we can do is we can say that we can say if the dinosaur position, the y-axis, if it is greater than 400, and if we check, then we are not able to jump twice. As you can see, we can only jump once because of this. So there you go, that was it for this video. As you can see, our game is I think we can say almost done, or whatever. Yeah, so that was it for this video, and yeah, in the next video we will be adding the sprites, some more of these red objects, and also going to create a loop so that these objects keep on coming, and maybe we'll add a background and all that stuff we will be adding in the next video. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.